Hello and welcome to my No Man's Sky, The Beginnings. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is move the computer, and if you delete it, all of your base structure disappears. So that doesn't work very well. It's tied in somehow, so you can't delete it without losing everything. So much for that. And the next thing we're going to try to do is put in our refinery. We created it in an earlier video. We just want to move it inside the structure. And the next thing we'd like to do is put in the construction research unit. As you can see, it takes magnetized ferrite and carbon nanotubes, and we can get magnetized ferrite through the refinery . First, by taking ferrite dust and converting it to pure ferrite, and then taking the pure ferrite and converting that into magnetized ferrite. And as you can see, we can set the counter for the maximum number of the pure ferrite that's going to be processed. Yeah, the capture software kind of hiccuped and it didn't catch all of that. We'll be creating these over and over for every planet we go to, so there'll be plenty of time to see it in process. But what had happened, we created the pure ferrite and then we moved that over into the input and it created the magnetized. But you'll get to see that again when we create that again at the next station, our next base we create. Then after that, we created the carbon nanotubes, and now we have both the galvanized ferrite and the carbon nanotubes. So we were able to create the construction research unit. These are plans for different things that we want to build. It will give us those plans or blueprints. And the reason that I'm overlaying the audio, because I'm stumbling so much, just learning it. We're kind of learning it together, so it's best that I give you the commentary afterwards when I understand what I did better. Not fully, but better. And then I understand it more so I can share it with you. As we do this over and over again, we'll all learn it much better. Oh, that's what we need. We need a teleporter, nanotubes, and metal plating. within this thing. For metal platings. Four of them. And you can tell at the very top left it says 0 times salvage data, and then the inside this screen it says it costs 2 times salvage data, and that's from finding buried technology. And we'll at some point go out and collect several of those buried salvage technology items. You know, at this point, the only way I knew to save where we are currently is to get in the ship and get out. So that's what you'll see that we have done. And that's what we're looking for, that buried technology module. You probably need as many of those as you can get, because that's that salvage data. And you get 1, 2, maybe more when you find those, but that's what you're looking for right there. Go after those. And we're using the visor. That's reaching over your left shoulder to pick that. It's not the scanner on your right, but it's the visor on your left. And these are one of the critical items that we need, the dihydrogen crystals. So you need a pretty good supply of those. And the ferret dust is another critical item material that we need. Those secondary materials that are underneath the primary on top. Most of the time those are not worth a whole lot. You can select them in your storage and it'll tell you what they're worth. And a lot of times it's only 20 to 30 credits per unit. So you can discard those if you need the storage space. Carbon is what we need for the scanner and the mining tool also. So we definitely need the carbon. We were recharging the mining tool. That's what you were seeing there. And we were using carbon to do that. And in the upper right of your view, when you look up there, it'll tell you what charge is left for your scanner or your mining tool. And just underneath that, in the upper left, it will tell you how much material you actually collected by mining it. Also, be aware of the animals that are in your area. Every once in a while you'll see I'll turn and look around just to see, because you can be attacked by the animals. So just kind of keep watch over that. There is some food, some pellets, animal food that you can carry with you and throw that out, and that'll get their attention so you can get away. A lot of times I'll just move away from them as far as I can. They're easily distracted. And we switched over to the terrain manipulation tool and you set it to mine, or you can set it to create, or you can set it to flatten, but you set it to mine, and you can dig a cave or a hole or get to the technology for that salvage data. And a storm's coming, so you can ride it out in your ship or in your base or cave. So you just need to get out of the weather. Again, the reason I got in the ship and got out was to create that restore point saved. Now you can see in the top left hand corner it says we have 2 times salvaged data, and then you see in orange in this box that the cost is 2 times salvaged data, and we have check marks on the metal plating, the carbon nanotubes, nanotubes, and sodium, so we should be good to create that base teleporter module. The storm. And the base teleport module connects you to the local station. It might even connect you to other bases that you have in that system. So you don't even have to take your ship to the station. You can just go through the teleporter. But you need to hook up a power source. Yeah, the biofuel reactor takes carbon. It might take other fuels too, I'm not really sure. But it eats through that really fast. About 1,000 carbons will last you about 30 minutes. So you'd certainly hate to get to a station and only have 30 minutes to get back, and the power runs out and you can't get back to the station. So that's not optimal. solar panels with batteries, then connected to your transporter is probably the best way of doing it. And that save beacon is pretty nice too, so inside the base you could set it to save your place instead of having to go back into the ship and come out for that restore saved. This will also do that. Now again, we're going to need more of those salvage data from those buried locations, so we need as much of that, those salvage data as we can get. But just like my Elite Dangerous playlist series that I have on YouTube, this is a prime time grind all the time series also in game. Both Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky takes enormous amount of material. So while we're going after that buried technology module, another one, please look down to the bottom right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. You get notified when I create more of these videos. It doesn't cost you anything, and eventually it'll help me out with YouTube. Also, look underneath the video in the description and you'll find ways to donate. We're running out of storage fast and we need more storage drives for our storage array. So if you would please consider donating, that would really help our YouTube channel out during this difficult financial year that we're going through. And please also look under the video to the left for our YouTube channel page, GFM_RDG, where you'll find over 730 more videos to watch. And there's also an About tab that has our email address if you would like to send us a private message. Yeah, sometimes those icons just disappear. Don't know where they go, and then they pop up again. I'm really going to have to figure out the running ability in the controllers, because if I switch it over to smooth instead of a transport, as you see those larger jumps, it walks or runs too slow. So that's why I'm doing it that way until I can figure out how to make that work too. One of the next things I need to unlock is the window panel. Now there's many of those that I am interested in, but I'm gonna have, well, they unlock over time. Some of them unlock over time, and some I need more than others, but you have to capture so much salvage data. And that biofuel reactor just takes so much carbon to run. I found out after hooking it up, and you'll see in just a little bit, that it took roughly 1,000 carbons just to run for 30 minutes. You might can tell that my VR headset loses tracking with the hands, so I have to move my hands around for it the tracking to pick back up. And I didn't like the placement very much, so there's not really, as far as I know, a move where you can move something. You pretty much have to delete it and then recreate it. Yeah, and that 186 condensed carbon only would run it for 9 minutes. Then I added 1286 carbons to it, and it only gave us maybe another 22 minutes. And what's bad about that, we have it at 30 minutes and it says it's 50% full. So you could only have it running for an hour. That doesn't give you much time to jump over to the Shire station and do much there. So yeah, I'm finding out real fast that the biofuel generator is really not the way to go unless there's some better fuel that we can use in it, like uranium or something. Yeah, we used up most of our carbon, so we're going to have to grab some more. We really strip mine this area because we need so many materials. Yeah, we could have went out further to harvest materials, and it probably would have been best, but we're just learning how to survive right now, and maybe in future stations will realize better ways of doing things. And we're going to have to find out how to get a hold of that advanced mining laser. There's many larger items or materials that could produce even more material if we had the advance, so we're going to figure that out. until I create that save module. I keep having to get in and out of the ship to create a save. And on that geoid, if you analyze it, use the A button on my controller, it will convert that into other things. So it's just a valuable mineral deposit. So you might get carbon out of it, or you might get another material out of it by analyzing each of those. I had 4 of them, so it'll create other materials. And this game is very much of a trial and error situation. You just have to try things, see how it works. Maybe don't do it that way next time, or that might be the best way of doing something. It just takes a lot of time to really understand the ins and outs of this game. And you seem to never have enough spaces or cargo spaces. Most, you see, half of them are grayed out. So we have to continually try to find ways or find things that can give us more cargo space. And we seem to never have enough of those salvage data from the buried technology module. So we're always searching for those. And you see, I was testing out the walking or running or whatever that is. I still need to work a little more on that, because it just walks or runs too slow. And the movement mode of teleport just seems to move faster, and I can jump over things that way, like if it's a cave or a big hole or some kind of cavern or whatever it might be, I can just jump over it. So at the moment, that seems for the way mine works, that's best, but I'm continually playing with that. And if something happens while you're out here, if you get killed by animal or whatever it might be, it will leave a grave marker, and you can go back to that location, because what it'll do, it'll send you back to where your ship is or where your last saved position was, and will tell you if you go back to the place where you died, you will be able to pick up your material? Well, it leaves a grave. And what I understand is you can pick them up there. Now, the last time I died, I just restarted because, I just couldn't. I went back to the location and I couldn't find them. And I saw a grave marker, but I didn't put two and two together that was for me. I thought it, was something else where you could pick up a relic or something. But if you die, go back to that area and look for the grave marker. In the future, my videos might be much better. We're kind of learning together right now. And this is definitely the beginnings. It's the beginnings for the viewers, and it's a beginnings for me. And as you know, with all of my videos, I just take you along with where I'm going or what I'm doing. So in the future, that's what we'll do too. And I'm sure my knowledge of the game and experiences will come in play in future videos. And in the future, when I create a base somewhere, I'm going to try to remember to harvest the materials away from my base, because the scenery around my base is pretty barren because I've stripped out all the material. While we're further away from our base, that's when we should be collecting the carbon and the ferrite dust and the dihydrogen, all those other things, and the sodium. We should be harvesting those away from the base, so we still have the scenery around our base. And the knowledge stones that you'll see while you're out too, I go by those and collect the knowledge. It's supposed to help us in the future, like at the stations or when you come in contact with aliens and things like that. I'm going to have to learn more of the benefits of that and how to communicate with the aliens in the future. And when your visor, you definitely need to scan the animals and the plants and those that say undiscovered. As you can see here, this animal, it paid 19,000 credits just for scanning it. So scan as much as you can. And to repair damaged containers and other things like that, you have to have room in your exosuit to store whatever it is, like the rusted metal, even if you're not going to keep it. If you don't have the space to keep it, you have to accept it just to be able to open the container. Yeah, the Oculus is having trouble keeping up. We need battery packs, we need solar panels, there's a lot of things. And we'll find over here, when you create this thing, this construction research unit, and it's all based about the same way. Buildable technology. When you go to build, you'll see some of this. So we can just say build menu, and some of this stuff will come up. Portables, the construction research station. Oops, wrong thing. It's like where the computer, the portable refinery. I went to this guy just to create one of these things. So it's that stuff. Now what we need, power, and they're all basically created the same way. So we'll work on creating some of it. Switches. Yeah, I haven't seen where we actually get the switches yet. So we'll have to watch out for those. We would like to have the switches. So and your structure stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things we need. This signal boost, that's for our navigational data. So we need that. And we need the batteries. So it costs 3 salvage datas, which we have 9 salvage datas. We need magnetized ferrite, which we have 42, so we need more. So we need more ferrite dust, and we need more carbon to create these things. So what we need to work on now is ferrite and carbon. Everything takes materials. And to have a save point, you just board your ship and then exit it. And when you exit it, it's a save point. Like if it crashes. It's condensed. It's magnetized ferrite. Okay, that's what it is. Purified. And then we get magnetized. Okay. On the carbon, we just need condensed. There's so much we need. We could stay here a while just creating this stuff. There's a save beacon up there. That's what we need too. So we got the battery. Now we need to build, tech, power, battery, yeah, we don't have enough for another battery. Wiring. What I understand, this takes your navigational data that you collect and will broadcast that or show that to you. And we also need to turn it around because it shows us outside using it, so we need to rotate it so we're actually inside when we're using it. And I believe it's the transmission tower that we found a distress beacon. You can make a claim on a crashed or damaged ship, and then you can fix it up. So we'll wind up doing a video on that because we did pick up a ship, and now we need to repair parts on that ship. I think we'll end the video there. Hopefully you get an idea of how to craft new modules and use that construction research module. And we'll be doing some more of that in the future. We'll be checking out that tower. We'll be doing many things in the upcoming videos. So be sure to look to the lower right hand corner of your video and press that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you to all the subscribers we have gotten so far. Pressing the subscribe button does not cost you anything. You get notified when I produce more videos, and eventually it'll help me with YouTube. And underneath the video in the description you'll find ways to donate. It's been a difficult year for us financially. We need some more storage for our raw and edited videos. So if you could find a way to help us out that way, it would be greatly appreciated. And underneath the video to the far left, you will see our YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where you'll find over 730 more videos for you to watch. And there's an About tab that has an email address that you can send us a private email. So until the next video, we do appreciate you coming along, and hopefully you'll watch more of our videos. Until then, goodbye.